Big baby Jarrell Miller, as we thought would happen, has been denied a boxing license to compete in New York State by the New York State Athletic Commission. So his fight with Anthony Joshua on June the 1st is off. I don't know whether this is from a journalist speaking directly to the New York State Athletic Commission or whether it's an official statement that they put out. But basically, what I've seen online floating about on Twitter and just general kind of boxing websites is New York basically said, unless Big Baby can provide us with evidence or some new information supporting his case of innocence, we won't consider reconsidering this decision that we've made effectively. So what is Big Baby Miller's position? So he put out a statement yesterday on Instagram, and I'm not going to read the whole statement for you because it's quite easy to obtain, but I will just read out some bits that I wanted to comment on. So it starts off with, I want to thank all of my supporters who have stood by me since day one, and especially during this extremely difficult time. I have not been tuned into social media and any other media outlets to focus and channel all of my energies into working hard with no distractions. Well, that's a lie, because yesterday, after this news broke, I posted on my Instagram about Big Baby Miller failing this drug test, and he liked it. So he is active, man. He's out there on Instagram. Follow my Instagram and Twitter, by the way. It's at the Battle Camp. But obviously, that's just probably an algorithm. I doubt he's sitting there liking negative posts about himself. It's probably just an algorithm that he's got on his account. Anyway, I digress. It's not about that. This is what I wanted to comment on. I'm absolutely devastated upon hearing the news. My boxing license has been revoked in NY State, and I'll be vigorously appealing this decision. I have never, capital letters, never knowingly taken any banned substance, and when I found out the news last night, I was totally shocked. What else? This okay. So, and another statement here, another piece on the statement. This was a voluntary test that I was very happy to do, and these results came just 1 week after another voluntary test that I had taken, which was completely clean. Okay, so basically these are the two things that I want to comment on. Firstly, he's saying he's never knowingly taken any PEDs, and secondly, he submitted a sample a week before, and that sample, so a week before, would be March 13. So on March 13, he submitted a sample which was clean, and now on March 20, he submitted a sample and it's dirty. Right? So where am I going with this? If you're an MMA fan, you'll know, and you would have heard of a gentleman by the name of Jon Jones. And the reason why I'm bringing Jon Jones into this is he was in a similar predicament not so long ago. There was a term that became part of the lexicon in MMA for a while, and the term was Picogram. Now, obviously, I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm not even that intelligent, to be fair. So everything I'm going to say from this point on is just bro science. It's just me making a connection that might not even be there in real life. I might be talking absolute fucking shit bollocks, right? But there's a similar pattern that's emerging with this Big Baby Miller case and the Jon Jones case. But before I get into that, let me just say this. Big Baby Miller he's previously been banned. If you go on his Wikipedia page, you'll see that he tested positive for a banned substance, and he was banned, I think, for 9 months back in 2014 during his kickboxing career. Now, that substance he took at that time was indeed a contaminated substance that he bought over the counter. It wasn't like this fucking this shady PED that he was taking, that he knew he was cheating, if that makes sense. Now, with regards to this second statement, sorry, let me clarify the first statement with regard to I've never knowingly taken a substance. So he has been banned, but I suppose in a way he was vindicated in that instance, because the substance he was taking was a legal supplement that he bought from, a shop or whatever. Now, in this instance, where he's provided a clean sample a week before he's provided a dirty sample, that might be what's known in the MMA community, or just generally, a pulsing effect. So what happened with John Jones? Let me just quickly explain to you. So he was, so before a fight, and I forget which one, it wasn't long ago, it was about 6 months ago or something like that, he was being tested vigorously throughout the process, and he was providing clean samples. And what happened was, as he got closer to the fight, he provided a sample, and that sample came back dirty. And the reason it came back dirty is because as he was training harder and harder, and as he was losing weight, as his body was getting to its optimum level, whatever substance he had taken previously, and it might have been years ago, that substance created a pulsing effect in his system, which provided a dirty sample. Now, there's articles and stuff like that about this, and you can read it at your own leisure. But this pulsing effect is what basically provided a dirty sample for him, because he was shredding weight, he was getting fitter, and his body was kind of working in overdrive in order to get to that level of fitness. And because of that, a drug or a performance enhancing drug that he had ingested knowingly or unknowingly, that's by the by, that substance created a pulsing effect in his system, and it provided a dirty sample. And where I mentioned picogram earlier, apparently a picogram is basically the size, and if you're an MMA fan, you're going to hate me for saying this and repeating this, but it's basically like throwing a grain of salt in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. It's that small. Now, the reason why I'm drawing this parallel is, if Big Baby Miller has provided a clean sample a week before the dirty one, and if you just looked at his Instagram account the day of, or kind of the hours prior to him being popped for, PEDs, he was posting in his Instagram story about he was looking good. He was looking a lot slimmer than he has previously. He was uploading pictures of his chest and shit like that, saying he's down to 315 pounds. I don't know how many pounds he usually operates at, but he was saying 315 pounds, and he was looking more shredded than he has previously. So there is a possibility, there's potential that he's in the same boat as what John Jones was in. Now, how this illegal substance got into his system, whether he took it knowingly years ago, whether he took it unknowingly in a contaminated substance, I don't fucking know. But what I'm saying is, there is a potential of this situation arising again, the same way it did with John Jones not so long ago. One thing that we need to take into consideration with all of this is, I saw on a Hatman video earlier today or yesterday, where he spoke about, I think it was Jarrell Miller refused to enroll into the WBC's testing program, or was it WBA? I can't remember. But basically, one of the governing bodies have a testing program where you have to enroll into the testing program where you can be randomly tested, and Jarrell Miller refused to do so. So that's a piece of information that doesn't say that he's definitely guilty, but it doesn't look good. It goes against his defense if this was a trial in the court of law. Why would he refuse if he's clean? It may be that he's taken a substance a while ago and he's got off the source, but the effects of whatever drug he's been taking stays in the system for a number of years. Watching how the John Jones saga unfolded, they say that if certain drugs can stay in your system and have an effect in your system for up to 5 years or something like that, 2 years or 5 years, I can't remember, but it's a number of years basically. Now it doesn't actually enhance your performance, but it's still in your system, if that makes sense. So it's not enough to give you a boost, but it's still there. It's like when you're a kid and you swallowed a chewing gum and they said, oh, you shouldn't do that because it stays in your system for fucking God knows how many years. And that's probably a load of bollocks. But that's kind of like what I'm saying. Like you might take this performance enhancing drugs back in 2016, 2017. You're not getting the benefits of it now, but it's still in your system. I'm not sure if I'm being clear with that, but I think I'm kind of making sense. Now, all of what I've just said to you is a high possibility it's a load of fucking bollocks. But there's a chance this might be the case. There's a chance, there's a possibility. We don't know enough at the moment. They're still obviously going through the process, and hopefully as things unfold, we'll get more information about what's happened, how it's happened, why it's happened, etc, etc, etc. But for now, Jarrell Miller's definitely out of the fight. Anthony Joshua's without a dance partner, and they're looking to get someone in that slot. And I'll probably make a separate video to this one about his next opponent, because I don't want to mix the two up. But yeah, it's just kind of a bit of information worth thinking about with regards to Big Baby Jarrell Miller and how he's managed to fuck up the biggest opportunity in his entire career. Let me know what you guys think. Put your comments below. Do you think he's a definite cheater? Do you think he's been unlucky? Where do you stand on Jarrell Miller? Please don't be scared to hit the subscribe button. Please share this with a friend. And smash that like button, eh? Smash it. I fucking hate it when people say smash that like button or smash that subscribe button. Like you're going to click really hard on your mouse. Or really fucking use your thumb on your phone if you're watching this on your phone. Anyway, I'm talking a load of bollocks now. I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.